Okay, problem 8.1a, parts 2, 3, and 4. They ask us to consider depreciation by a couple of different methods. Well, the first is the straight line method, which, as you remember, is historical cost minus residual value divided by life in years. So we have $477,000 minus $27,000, the residual value, and we divide that by 15, so that's $450,000 divided by 15, the years that we expect the building to live, and we picked those numbers. So our depreciation is $30,000 for the first year, the second year, the third year, the 12th year, the 13th year, 14th year, 15th year. Straight line all the way through. Nothing changes. The entire life of the asset, every year, we take $30,000 depreciation. Part 3 asks us to look at the double declining balance method, and there the annual depreciation changes dramatically. The double declining balance method, as you remember, is the book value at the beginning of the year. So the first year, that would be historical cost. So we take book value at the beginning of the year. We multiply it times the straight line rate. In this case, the straight line rate, they tell us it's 5 years. So each year we're going to use up 1/5 or 20%. And the accelerator, the factor that we're going to use, is double, 2. So that's going to be the depreciation. So we're going to take the book value at the beginning of the year, which the first year is $27,000, times the straight line rate, which is 20%, 1/5, because we're going to use 1/5 per year, times 2. So altogether, we're going to take 40% of $27,000. That's going to be the depreciation for year 1, and that's $10,800. Now, year 2 doesn't ask us to do year 2, but I want to show you how that will change. We're going to take the $27,000 minus the $10,800. That gives us the book value at the beginning of year 2, times 20%, times 2, and that'll give us the depreciation for year 2. So the thing that declines in the declining balance method is the book value. Now, a lot of folks think that depreciation, if you use an accelerated amount of depreciation, you'll pay less taxes. You won't pay less taxes. A $20,000 asset will give you $20,000 of depreciation, whether it's in 1 year or 5 years or 30 years. You can't depreciate more than 100% of the asset's value. An accelerated depreciation method allows you to collect more depreciation earlier in the asset's life as opposed to later. That's the only difference. No matter what depreciation method you use, you can never depreciate more than the value of the asset. Well, you can, but that's called fraud, and we don't teach that. We let you discover that on your own.